What's going on, people? It's 11:58 p.m. here with a little Satoshi for you, a little knowledge. Just check this video out. I was like, wow, this is crazy.
Fernando will explain all of that.
So here's what I want to go to now.
Okay.
The question that I had for you the other day was, why are you calling this the Great Crypto Conspiracy?
Okay.
And when you explained it to me,
Yeah.
it's really, people should go to jail, but it's not illegal.
No.
And this is really horrible. And it's why we all feel so freaked out. But they are feasting on our savings. And it's an enormous robbery, quite honestly.
It's a huge transfer of wealth that's happening right now. The last time I saw something like this was back during 1994 to 1995. In the early to mid-90s, individuals were making just enormous amounts of money buying companies like Dell, AOL, Microsoft, Netscape, and some of these smaller internet stocks. And the institutions had completely missed that bull market. And so they were scoffing at these so-called lemmings. And so during 1994 to 1995, we had a bit of a bear market. And so, again, institutions were out saying that, oh, anybody buying internet stocks, you're idiotic. And so you had a lot of people selling their AOL, selling their Microsoft, selling their Dell shares. Guess who was buying? It was the institutions. If you look at a chart of institutional allocation to venture capital internet deals, it doubled between 1994 to 1995, which was exactly when institutions were saying, oh, this is just a market for idiots. Mm-hmm. Nobody should be buying this stuff. Mm-hmm. So they literally stole all this wealth that should have been in the hands of individuals that owned Dell, Microsoft, and AOL. And then from 1995 to 2000, of course, we saw $5 trillion come into the market, and the biggest bull market we've ever seen. So this blueprint of creating fear in order to get cheap prices is nothing new. So
hang on just a second before you go on.
Yeah.
This one is really important to me because the housing crisis, those banks, they bought up all of those houses. They were the ones who caused the problem.
Right.
Then they were talking everything down and saying, I'm just taking the junk off the table.
Yeah.
That's not junk now.
It's not junk. When it's dropped 40 to 60%, it's not junk. So this happened between 2011, 2012. Blackstone Group buys 50,000 homes. But during this period of time, the regular individual couldn't get a mortgage, right? It was virtually impossible to get a mortgage during this time, exactly when institutions were buying. And then the dot-com crash in 2003, if you can go back and look at old CNBC clips during 2003, even as the market was starting to come up, oh, don't buy tech stocks. No, they're evil. Don't buy tech stocks. Don't buy tech stocks. But institutions, if you looked at the 10Ks, the Qs, and all of the filings, the quarterly filings, they were all loading up on tech.
This is how the rich get richer.
Yes.
They know, they're connected. A lot of times they're coordinating without the insider trading. This is not illegal to do.
No, manipulating the news cycle, if you're smart about it, is they can get away with it. Nobody's ever been arrested for anything like this.
So now, with crypto, I know personally, people that would have gotten in or stayed in if these people weren't saying what they're saying.
Right, and so this has really been extremely egregious. So on September 12th, Jamie Dimon says Bitcoin is a fraud. He says he'll fire any one of his traders buying Bitcoin. Bitcoin drops 24%. When Jamie Dimon speaks, people listen. So that weekend, we found out that the largest buyer of a Bitcoin fund that's in Europe that buys physical Bitcoin, right? The largest buyer was Morgan Stanley and JP Morgan. And that's not illegal.
He says it's a fraud.
It says he'll fire anyone that buys it. Yes.
And at the same time, his company is buying it.
His company is buying it.
It's just, so unethical.
Right.
Okay, George Soros.
George Soros, in January 24th, price was already down calls Bitcoin a bubble, says Bitcoin is the worst, the worst investment in the world. Don't buy Bitcoin. Don't buy Bitcoin. Basically throws gasoline on the fire at this point. And then what do we find out? So he says bubble here.
It drops 44%.
Right. And then here in April, 2 months later, guess what we find out?
Yeah.
His $26 billion family office has approval to buy cryptocurrency.
Right. And we only knew about it publicly here. And this is the kind of thing that George Soros is famous for this, talking the sterling down.
Yeah.
And what did he do? He stole the pensions of all the little people.
Yeah, made $1 billion.
Yeah. Okay.
So then here now, Goldman Sachs, this, again, February 7th, most cryptocurrencies will crash to zero. Now, I remember when they said this in February, and I had, through my network, I knew that Goldman Sachs was setting up a crypto trading desk. Absolutely knew they were setting up a crypto trading desk. And
I remember you telling me that.
Right. And then, of course, they were denying it. No, we're not. No, we're not. No, we're not. Price falls down 27%. And then what do we find out? We find out here, they say BTC 0. And then we find out just before May, new trading desk. Not only that, they put $400 million to buy a cryptocurrency trading platform. Okay, so February 7th, it's all going to zero. May, we just spent $400 million just on a flyer.
And they're not the only ones.
No. So you have a lot of institutions that are coming. You had Christine Lagarde from the IMF come out. And this was, what's funny about this, Glenn, is it was all around the same time. It was almost like I can't prove collusion, but, it walks like a duck, it quacks like a duck.
And you know what?
It's probably a duck.
The people, they all hang out together, they all think alike. It doesn't have to be calling each other.
Yeah.
They know this game.
Yes. So IMF, Christine Lagarde says in the first part of the year, says all central banks should band together against cryptocurrency. Right. Have you ever heard her say all banks should band together against illegal arms?
No.
Or illegal drugs?
No.
Or human trafficking?
No.
No. But this nascent asset class, we must all join arms against.
What this did was play into people's heads that these guys are never going to let Bitcoin survive.
Right.
And so people thought, this is over.
Selling. Yeah.
So let me show you, can we show a chart of the 5 crashes? This is from, I think...
Last year, right?
Last year,
yeah.
Okay? Do we have that chart of the 5 crashes of Bitcoin?
Right. It was 30%. Right. I think 4 of them were 30%, and 1 was 40%.
And this is, here it is. Explain this chart. Those are Amazon crashes.
So these are Amazon.
Do you have Bitcoin?
Yeah, we need the Bitcoin chart.
We are.
All right, they'll come up later. Okay. Yeah. So what I want to talk about now is one of the key lessons I learned from being involved in the market so long is rather than listening to what people are saying, look at what they are doing.
Correct.
So this is what we should look at, and this is what I want people to focus on now. Billionaire hedge fund manager Stephen Cohen, who's worth between $12 to $14 billion, by far the smartest hedge fund manager in the world, I would say of the last century, is buying Bitcoin. $6,800, buying Bitcoin. Mark Lasry, Avenue Capital Group, worth about $1.7 billion, has put 1% of his net worth into Bitcoin at around this price, $7,500. Andreessen Horowitz.
Mark Andreessen.
That's right, Mark Andreessen. An early investor in Airbnb, Skype, Facebook, just launched and Coinbase just launched a $300 million fund. Wellington Capital, they have $1 trillion in assets, are starting to get involved in Bitcoin futures. Susquehanna, the 12th largest trading firm by volume, they now have their own Bitcoin custody department, their own trading department, and they're trading Bitcoin and Ethereum. Goldman Sachs, this new CEO, David Solomon, the most pro-Bitcoin / cryptocurrency guy on Wall Street. The most pro
Goldman Sachs.
Goldman Sachs. He's the new CEO. He's coming into power shortly. BlackRock, this announcement just came out, the world's biggest asset manager. Now, last year, Larry Fink says, oh, you know what cryptocurrency and Bitcoin's good for?
Yeah.
Money laundering and drug dealers.
Right.
Right? So again, if you look at what he's saying, you're going to sell your Bitcoin, right?
Yeah.
You're going to say, oh, this is all BS. But guess what is happening now? they're going to launch an ETF. They're looking at an exchange-traded fund
Right.
that will allow anybody with a brokerage firm to make it as easy as hitting a buy button to go out and buy Bitcoin. So you've got to look at this preponderance of evidence, right? All these people are already wealthy. All these people care about their reputation. If Bitcoin is such a trashy asset, why are all these people getting involved?
This is it's really interesting because this is kind of like, in a much more positive way on this side than what these people are doing. It's kind of like with Donald Trump. You don't listen to what he says because he'll say some stuff that's like, what? Watch what he does.
Right.
Because what he's doing is making sense. If you're a conservative, it's making sense.
Right.
And it's moving orderly. But what he says sometimes is almost misdirection.
Yes.
That's what they're doing.
Misdirection.
Okay.
Wow. I mean, it could piss you off. You're like, everything they're telling me, the people I follow, or whatever, Warren Buffett, I just know Warren Buffett from memory, but yeah, these people are saying, hey, don't do this, it's a scam, blah, 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 blah. If you know anything, it's the elite that are making this stuff up. They're saying it is so they can go buy it up. They did this in history. They said that, research it. They said that Napoleon, they told the battle outcome before it actually happened, and people were, stocks were dropping. But the elite bought them up. That's why they freaking own all the banks now. But anyway. Yeah, it's crazy. It's the best time to get in, people. It'd be like, oh, it's still fake, it's a bubble. Well, I'm not even going to address that because you just heard what they said. But, stocks, bonds, it's all fiat. It's all paper. So I'm like, you need to watch a couple, you don't need to, you can do what you want to do, but you need to check out some videos about the technology of Bitcoin, how it's created. Cryptocurrency cannot be created out of thin air. If it is created out of thin air, then you don't want to mess with that one. Okay. If it's not decentralized, meaning if it's not held in multiple locations, not one person holds all Bitcoin or holds the ability to make the Bitcoin. Just like your fiat, whatever country you're from, the fiat is created by one place. It's centralized. The banks, central banks. They make all the money. You make some money, guess what? You're going to get arrested. You know what I'm saying? Cryptocurrency allows everybody to be on an equal playing field. Now, of course, if you want to spend money to buy miners or this, that, and the other, yeah, of course. But I don't understand. You can believe it's a bubble. You go right ahead. I'm kicking myself all the time. Like, I should have got on back when it was like 30 cents per Bitcoin. Even now. Oh, let me show you this chart. Oh yeah, this is the new little site I have. I'll put the link below, and I'll also put the link to the full video of, that interview. It's like an hour long. But, that little nugget, I was like, I had to fry that one up, put it on a plate. But look at this, the price of Bitcoin. You can see how it has changed over the years. Yeah, sure, it's under. Well, wait. Yeah, it's still going up, even though it's down. Let's see, I wonder what it'll be 2015. I'm sorry, 2015. I'm tripping. I'm sure. I wonder what it'll be 2019 in August. You know what I'm saying? So if it's been going up, it did go down 2015, but it still is more than 7 cents. But whatever. Believe it or not, take your own choice. Me, myself, you don't have to spend your whole life saving. Just spend what you want. That's just like stock. You buy as much stock as you want or as little as you want. Please remember, only invest what you're willing to lose. Never put money into crypto that you can't afford to lose. You know, that's anything. Stock, that's a lottery tickets. I mean, whatever you want it to be. But anyway, fry this nugget up, put it on your plate, put a little dipping sauce on it, and I hope you enjoy. Have a great day.